I think your high-tech packaging estimates, the best guess estimate at 60 days, the optimistic at 50 days, and the pessimistic at 130 days, reflects the risk factors you have documented.
Henry's going to go ballistic when he hears those numbers.
You're right, but we have the data and documentation that supports an estimate of 85 days in which we can be 70% confident. He won't like the 30% odds of being over 85 days, but that's life.
Well, telling him anything else would be a lie. You'll back me up with Henry, right?
All the way.
This 3-point estimating is really neat. I broke down my estimates and followed the rules that you were talking about of how pessimistic and optimistic should be calculated. So if you see right here, days on there for my big achievement. And that brings me about to about a 70% confidence level. Is that right? Did I do that okay?
This is good work. I appreciate your eagerness. But I think this is a bit too optimistic. Add another 20 days to the pessimistic estimate and recalculate, and we'll go with that.
You're adding time? I always thought project managers would take away time.
Why are you adding time to his estimate? We want to push this team as hard as possible to finish as early as possible.
The point of making an estimate is to accurately predict how long the project will take. What possible purpose does it serve to create an estimate that people think is impossible to meet?
To finish early?
No. Mr. James, we'll finish late and the output will be crap because you've pushed too hard on the duration.
So when are we going to finish? October 15th or January 15th?
Neither. We have a 70% chance of being finished by October 10th. So pretty good odds.
100% would be better.
But not possible.
I have never been so excited about a project. She gave me a big task that's really critical, with lots of stuff to figure out. And she focused just on the end result. She's leaving everything to me to figure out, which is a big responsibility, but it's nice that she thinks I can do it. I think I'm learning to see the big picture like Elizabeth does.
Well, from what I'm hearing, if her word is good, and I think it is, this is a good deal. She's not going to nitpick me on how I get to the end result we've agreed on. She let me have a lot of input into how much work and how much duration I need to figure everything completely. She really makes you stretch yourself instead of stopping by your cubicle 4 times a day.
That Elizabeth knows what she's talking about and seems to be getting a lot out of the team. Even Melvin's coming around. No more rebellion in his eyes.
Our project manager in the video has done an outstanding job for a couple of reasons. One, the estimating technique she chose was PERT estimating, or 3-point estimating, which allows the team members to make estimates that reflect the amount of risk or the uncertainty in their tasks. This is a very good technique, and it's far superior to pretending that there is no risk in the assignment, that it can be done in 107 days precisely, and that the team member screwed up if it's not finished in 107 days. Far better to let them estimate and reflect the risk, because we get less padding of the estimates, because the technique she picked protects the team members to a reasonable extent from the risk of their assignment. As importantly, she engaged them in the estimating assignment, so they were participating and making their own estimates. She was reviewing their data, focused on getting accurate estimates, not trying to hit the magic completion date the sponsor was talking about. Finally, she stood up to the sponsor very reasonably, but very professionally, and presented the approach of estimating she was making, which I think was persuasive and probably would positively affect a great number of sponsors. Overall, a wonderful commitment, and she's got a team, as we heard, that is committed to those estimates now, far more committed than they would be if she had threatened them, like the sponsor wanted to do, with really tight estimates, like somehow magically that was going to make them finish early. A lot of executives think that, but the kind of commitment that Elizabeth has gotten here from her team is far superior to the kind of commitment we get by trying to make people afraid of missing their completion dates.